Good morning, my name's Janell and I'm going to be reading from 1 Colossians verses 9 to 10. So we have not stopped praying for you since we first heard about you. We ask God to give you complete knowledge of his will and to give you spiritual wisdom and understanding. Then the way you live will always honour and please the Lord, and your lives will produce every kind of good fruit. All the while, you will grow as you learn to know God better. So in these verses, Paul's giving thanksgiving and praying for the Colossians, and two things stood out to me personally when reading this. The first one was asking for spiritual wisdom and understanding, and I feel like I need to ask that consistently when reading the Bible, because my human brain can't comprehend most of the time what I'm reading in here. I'm just like, well, this has gone completely over, like I don't understand this. But then it also kind of highlights to me that spiritual wisdom and understanding is completely different from understanding and wisdom that we get within the world. And the second thing that stuck out to me was at the beginning where he says, I have not stopped praying for you. And I think within this whole time, for some of us, our prayer lives might be flourishing, whereas some of us, our prayer life might not be as great as what it has been. And I feel like one of the things that I do practically is I have like a jar, and I basically like write prayer requests from other people, and I stick them in. So when someone says they're going through something, it's just kind of like a practical, and so I don't forget, I will write like the date. And what's really nice about it is that going back to this in like 6 months or a year's time and just being like, oh wow, like God did hold on to this promise, or actually that didn't happen, but this happened, and actually that was better. And I think especially when you're doing it for other people, it's such a good encouragement to go back to them within 6 months or however long you want to take, and just be like, oh wow, like remember when we prayed about this, like, I just want to see how you are within this situation and what's changed and what's it like, and do you need like further prayer with this as well. So I think it's a really good way to help us to like connect with one another as well. And I think in terms of like the spiritual understanding and wisdom as well, I think that a good way for us to connect on that is like, for me it would be a really bold move, but for someone who I don't really know in church, like if I'm reading a specific book of the Bible and I'm kind of like, oh okay, I kind of get this, but it would be good to have a discussion with someone, just messaging someone, seeing how they are, and just being like, oh, have you read this book? It'd be really good to discuss what your thoughts are and stuff. So I think we can pray for one another in practical ways, if it's like that, if you like, or just connect with each other in terms of like when we're reading the word, just kind of getting an understanding and other people's points of views. So I'd love to pray for us on the back of that. Dear Lord Jesus, I thank you that you reign, God. I thank you that you can see us, God, and that you're with us in all of our situations right now. I thank you, God, that you answer our prayers, God, and you keep your promises, God, and you don't break your promises, God. I pray that you just bless us, God, with spiritual understanding, God, and wisdom when we read your word and in our everyday life, God, that we don't just ask for spiritual wisdom and understanding, God, when we need to make certain choices in life, God, but we remember that that this is a 360-degree thing, and it can help us in every aspect of our life, God. I pray, God, that in our quiet time that we remember to pray for one another, Jesus, that we are intentional about the prayers, God, that we give over to you, God. I thank you that that you answer our prayers, God. And that you hear us when we're praying, Jesus, and that you don't just leave us to deal with things by ourselves. So I pray, God, that you're with us all today. I pray that you bless everyone today, and thank you. Amen.